How about it? Well done, well done. Hey, good morning, everybody. Lori is going to be our guest speaker today, and I'm going to introduce her in a minute. But she and I were chatting just a bit ago. We've decided we are going to rock this place this morning. This place is going to be rocking. You with me? Who's with me? Who's with me? Let's rock this place this morning. Hey, welcome to all of you online, too. You made it. We're here. We're at Unity of Dayton. Welcome, everybody. So, looking forward to spending the next hour with my good friends out here. Why don't we all stand and sing Surely the Presence?
The presence of God is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and grace. I can feel the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. Surely the presence of God is in this place.
Now, please join me in reciting our mission statement. We welcome all as we create loving community, teach universal truth, practice spiritual principles, and live life abundantly. And finally, join me in doing our vision prayer. Let me introduce the vision prayer for a quick second. So we are between pastors. We have been for a few months now, and we're in a transition period as a congregation. Attendance has been rising week by week. We are really getting our sea legs under us, and we're starting to rock here. But this vision prayer is kind of a transitional prayer for us to send it out into the universe for whatever's next for us. Yeah? So please join me. Together, we acknowledge that the universe is safely guiding Unity of Dayton into the future. We release all resistance to change, letting go of what was and embracing the new. We believe that the harmonizing power of love is showing us the way to navigate transition. Together, we walk in faith as we welcome what and who is to come with open minds and hearts. Together, we are willing and we are ready now. Thank you, God. And so it is. Please be seated. If you're comfortable, please bow your heads and close your eyes, but I'm going to do the opening prayer here. I pray that all of us discover and cherish the beauty and divinity that exists in all of us. I pray that our community and family recognize and honor the beauty and divinity that exists in each other. And I pray that we will all see and celebrate the beauty and divinity that exists everywhere, all the time, forever. Amen. So it's time now for me to do the affirmation. I don't know if we're up. Yeah, there we go. The affirmation today is, I receive, acknowledge, and am grateful for the ever-presence of the divine. Why don't you say it with me? I receive, acknowledge, and am grateful for the ever-presence of the divine. Please now stand and join me in singing Inside.
I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God again. I will leave this world as it is, go inside Inside there is joy. Inside there is sacred love. I will leave this day as it is. Go inside to find my God. I will leave this day as it is. Go inside to find my God. Inside there is peace. Inside there is joy. Inside there is more than enough. Inside there is peace. Inside there is joy. Inside there is sacred love. I will leave this life as it is. Go inside to find my God. I will leave this life as it is. Go inside to find my God. Go inside to find my God. Go inside to find my God.
And it's time now for the daily word. And today's daily word is trust. And at the end of this, as I talk through this, at the end of it, I'm going to show you all how important grammar is and punctuation. You'll see at the end. You'll see at the end here. So, because I just read it just now, I'm like, okay, make sure the punctuation's right. I place my trust in God. Few things are a greater comfort than deep and abiding trust in God. When I trust, I move more confidently through life. I feel the wind at my back and am made strong in the face of adversity. In the past, I may have felt disappointed when I misplaced my trust. The things of the world are impermanent. Even people come and go. The truth of God as the one presence and power in the universe, and as my life is everlasting, unchanged, and unchanging through all the seasons of life. Even as I grow, evolve, and deepen in spiritual understanding, God is always my source, the inspiration I return to again and again. My freedom to seek and discover lies in the awareness that I can always trust in God. Now here's the punctuation. I'm reading through this morning, getting ready to recite this. Here's how I read the last sentence. My freedom to seek and discover lies in the awareness. Punctuation, people, grammar. So why don't you stand with me and we will sing the next song together, Loving Kindness.
May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be happy. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be happy. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we be happy. I am filled with loving kindness. I am well. I am peaceful and at ease. I am happy.
Please be seated. It's now my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker. I read her bio and knew immediately I was going to love this lady. She's got a great sense of humor. Lori Kirstein is our guest speaker today. She joins us from Cincinnati, where she does her spiritual rabble-rousing as a speaker and writer. She has been walking, falling, skipping, and dancing her way down the spiritual path for 35 years, like most of us, right? Lori shares her experiences with an engaging openness, sharing and teaching her perspective and explorations with depth, laughter, and everything in between. As the founder of the Goodbye Good Girl Project, Lori coaches women in the freedom and beauty of challenging the social rules that keep us smaller than our humanly divine selves really are. She's a coach in empowered communication and public speaking, and works as a financial representative for Western and Southern, teaching people to be empowered and co-creating their best lives. Please give a warm Unity of Dayton welcome for Lori.
The music team will do a message song before.
Please. Should I stay? Hi, guys.
Yes.
Okay, I'll stand here and smile.
The world runs fast, the spirit slow, to where we think we need to go. When we move into passing gear, the song of love is hard to hear, till everything's so loud that we're alone with what we're missing. Listen, somewhere beneath this sea of noise, we hear the angels' whispered voice. The song is there, the words are clear, and all we need is still right here. Listen, the harmony of wings in flight, the rising of the wind at night, the breaking of the ocean waves will call the heart that's half awake. The sound of every breath we take will free a soul from prison. Listen, somewhere beneath this sea of noise, we hear the angels' whispered voice. The song is there, the words are clear, and all we need is still right here. Listen for all the words that door to heaven is here on earth. The shout for joy, the softest prayer, the sound of love is in the air. Somewhere beneath this sea of noise, we hear the angels' whispered voice. The song is there, the words are clear, and all we need is still right here. Listen, oh, listen.
Right? Right? Joy, singers, thank you. Oh my God, the best choices, the best heartful sounds ever. Really needed that. Always need that, don't we? So you guys are in transition. Me too. Big time. And actually, as spiritual and or religious seekers, we should really expect that to be the case a lot of the time. Because what we're trying to do is move from the ways that we limit ourselves to the ways that we open ourselves to receiving the divine. And transition is not comfortable. But I want to tell you, and this is going to be very interesting to see how this talk goes. First of all, as of this past Friday, I'm no longer paid for the work I do, and I had to find another job, but I'll tell you about that in a minute. So about 4 weeks ago, I was told that this would happen if I didn't meet certain sales quotas for my financial job. I'm not the traditional salesperson. I'm very good at phone sales, mostly because I connect with people. I like people. You know, I get them. I can meet them where they are. I think we're incredible humans. But I wanted to do it through education and connection, and the financial business wants to do it in terms of numbers. Oh, they're just numbers. So I didn't do very well. And 4 weeks ago, they told me, you know what? If you don't get however many thousands, it was more in dollars by this past Friday, we're going to stop paying you. Good luck. At my age, people I know are retiring. I'm looking for new work. I went straight into massive panic and depression. And we go into darker states, don't we? It's part of the journey. It's a part that we don't love. And I wanted to talk to you today about what I've learned, because something amazing started to happen over the last 4 weeks, and particularly last Monday. I think it's really important that as we are in our daily lives and we go through moments where we lose track of what we call God or what we think God is or what we're used to feeling as the divine, or we just feel like our whole lives have exploded and we're like, I can't catch a break. What do we do? Like, it would be good to have some understandings. It'd be good to have some tools so that it's not as bad as that. We can make it better. We can get to that place where we understand, oh my God, I actually have the power to invite more divinity in. I don't have to wait. I don't have to bow to the old paradigm that we were all raised in, which is I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, I'm not doing well enough, I have to feel shame, I have to work too hard to get a little bit. We put ourselves, it's not our fault. It's not our fault. We were raised to this. It's a setting, it's a vibrational, emotional setting and a mental outlook. Don't be surprised that we have it, we all share it. However, I'm going to tell you a few things about how we can lighten that load. So here we are in the old paradigm. God's here, we're here, and we're not on our knees because we are in such devotion that we can't help but fall and cry and love out of that devotion. We're on our knees when I'm not worthy, can I have a crust of bread? That's when we're feeling really dark. Okay? We're not like that every day, but we do have that setting. So we may not ask for as much as we really can have, and God says, you can have all of it. God is all of it. I mean, just think about it like practically. God is all of it. Then think of this wonderful thing that the Centers for Spiritual Living say, which when I heard it, I cried for a month every time I went to church. God in me, as me, is me. What? What? If I take that literally, great, that's exciting. How do I make that happen? So I figured if I tell you about some of the things that I've learned when I was in tremendous darkness, given that many or most or all of you might not be in that place, you can use it and go even further. This stuff is applicable at any time, which I like the practical. So there I was in tremendous darkness. And one of the two things I want to share with you that is real is we have the power to acknowledge the presence of the divine, and I call it Godness. I call it Godness because the kind of Godness that we can experience very directly is like qualities. We can experience peace. We can experience mercy. We can experience self-confidence. I consider that Godness as well because there's no doubt. There's just a feeling of, I'm good. I can meet it all. It's all fine. I know God's here. I'm feeling it. It's great. Those qualities are qualities we so often give freely to others. I want to suggest giving it to ourselves. How do we do that? Can you be kind? Can you be a little kinder? I mean, I think we're very, very good in this culture at beating ourselves up and holding ourselves to higher standards and saying, oh God, well, this is good, but you could be here. We're good at that. We've practiced it. It's the only reason we're good at it. We're not good at it because it's who we are. It's not who we are. We are the opposite. We are in our energetic bodies, which are right here, in our energy, in our God bodies, in that essence and presence in which we live and move and have our being, we are actually limitless. We are love. We are kindness. We can't expect to go from 0 to 100, but we can go from 0 to 1. And then we can go from 1 to 2 and 2 to 4 and 4 to 7. As we practice, the energy builds. It's okay that we're not God yet. Do you know what I mean? It's okay that we're not perfect. And being in transition, being spiritual seekers, means that we are holding two things. We're holding the old paradigm, oh God, I'm not worthy. And the new paradigm, I am one with the divine. That's kind of intense, isn't it? Like, what the heck do you do with that? Well, what I did was, I had a total breakdown. I don't go halfway. I have very, very, very hard time. But I did start to do something. I started to notice little pieces of proof of the divine. And more than that, because I think you've probably heard that before, I started to realize that when it comes to God, God is an energy. God's not just a concept. It's an energetic reality. And I realized, oh my God, when good things have happened, I've thought, oh, well, that's good, and now it's gone, and I have to go find it all over again. No. Every drop of that energy that I acknowledge and that I apply to myself in whatever degree that is, 0.5%, I don't care what it is. Understanding that it is something that is falling into the bucket of me. I am growing. You're not the same person you were a year ago. You may have some of the same challenges, but you're not the same person. You've had things added to you, worldly and spiritual. You're different. And I started to realize all of this, any kindness I give myself, any mercy, any emotional release, like crying. Oh, well, how is that divine? I'll tell you how. It made me feel better, which is what I was praying for. Who cares how I got it? That is another drop in the bucket of my understanding, of my growth, of, oh my gosh, everything that comes to me, it's an addition. It's not one and done. God is not one and done. So I started noticing these little things and keeping them in my consciousness as, wow, okay, I'm gonna trust, even though it's really, 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 really hard right now, I'm gonna trust that I can have the power to keep on adding to this, keep on being a part of this process, instead of standing back from my life and saying, please God, come to me, please God. So I started to belly up to the bar. Major transition. I was in a total panic one night, and I thought, if this doesn't let up, I'm gonna have to go to the hospital, to be very honest with you. If this doesn't let up, I don't know if I can handle it. And I took out a pad of paper, and I wrote down where I was. I feel X, Y, Z, and it's not good. And I started following, does anybody know Abraham Hicks? Anybody not know Abraham Hicks? So in case anybody doesn't, Abraham Hicks is all about energy first, this stuff second, and that we have the power to adjust our energy, and that doing that is it's like those drops in the bucket, it stays, we change. So here I was, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm losing it. And I'm writing, I feel this, and the opposite would be, the inner me knows the opposite. The inner me knows calm. Have I ever felt calm in my life? Yeah. And I said, I remember when I felt calm when I did X, Y, and Z. I remember that. And I kept writing, I just kept taking my own self from the place that didn't feel good and adding in the light from my own experience. And you would think, well, that's a head game. Well, I'm here to tell you, it reduced my anxiety so much, I was totally safe and fine. And I had to keep doing it, but I was shocked. You mean I have that power? Really? And I thought, oh my goodness, the light really is stronger than the dark. And I thought, my God, I'm resistant. I want the rescue, don't you? I want the rescue. I really do. I don't want to have to work with this. I'll be honest, I just don't. I love you, God. Show me the love. You know, it's like it's like the sweepstakes thing. You know, if you're in financial distress, you want them to come to the door with the $1 million sweepstakes check. But somebody gives you $10 just to be kind, and you're like, you know, whatever. Yeah. What? $10, you know, like, oh my God, that's $10 more than I had a minute ago, and it's a proof of God. It's a proof of kindness, a proof of Godness. I don't know about you, but for me, that is a transition that I'm making that I'm finding challenging. But there's no other choice. To live in the old paradigm of, I'm not worthy, I have to wait on the good, that's just, look at the world, it's not working. It's not working. So it's worth trying to add in a little bit of light. By the way, guys at the back, I've lost all track of time, so you're gonna have to tell me when I have to shut up. Yeah, I don't know when I'm supposed to stop. No clue.
You're on a roll, keep going. You're
Thank
on a
you.
roll.
So, our job is to find those tools that will allow us to be just this much kind to ourselves. That just that much. You would be shocked how much light overcomes how much darkness. It's incredible. There's a great teacher named Mike Dooley who got out of a terribly dark period in his 30s by visualizing just for 5 minutes a night, 5 days a week. Not visualizing like picturing yourself out there doing something. No, you're actually in the scene, and so you're feeling it. Because the thing about bringing in the energy is you have to feel it. You can't stand apart from it and hope for it. You have to feel it. Because your energy is so powerful. And if you can find ways to bring in just a little bit, you do not have to be enlightened. Let yourself off the hook. Just a little bit of joy. You know? Just a little bit of singing, a little bit of prayer, a little bit of kindness, a little bit of mercy, a little bit of, I'm so sorry you're going through hard. So that's the sort of active part of letting in the light. The other thing I discovered has to do with surrender. And this is so cool, you guys. This is so awesome. So Monday, this past Monday, I'm a wreck. I mean, I'm in physical pain. The anxiety is so strong. And I go to work, and I'd actually been told I could work from home, but I thought I would be like Wonder Woman. And yeah. So I go to work, and I get halfway through the day, and I'm like, you know what, God? I'm out of answers. I don't know what to do. All of the spiritual things that I've learned, they don't mean a hill of beans right now. I don't know what to do. I'm out. You're going to have to take over. And I don't even know what that means, but God, you got to do it. And I went home, and at about 1:30 in the afternoon, I hit the bed, and I did not get out of that bed until Tuesday morning. I slept, I woke, I laid there like a sturgeon. And it felt actually, in a weird way, kind of good, because I didn't have the, like I have such a tactical mind, and it's busy. So it was great. I'm lying there going, okay, I'm really done, and I'm really in trouble, and that's fine. I've been looking for work in the midst of all of these panic attacks and everything. I was really being very valiant, but I was like, I'm done. Wake up on Tuesday morning, pull out my computer, start to do my work. About noon, I get a message that 3 potential jobs are now sitting in my inbox waiting for me to respond, are you interested? Understand, I didn't do anything. I bead something. I think that's the paradigm shift we're being asked to make. To understand that it's not all about what we do. So you could say, well, you did do something, Laura, you went to bed, you stayed there. Yeah, but that wasn't the first stop on the journey. The first stop was my energy of like, I give up. In doing that, I gave up resistance. I gave up trying to tell God how to do it. I gave all that up. Not because I'm smart, I was freaking exhausted. Right? For the times when we can't be surrendered, because that's a tall order a lot of the time, we still can invite in stuff that feels better, stuff that allows us to feel release. Because in that release, we allow the godness that is in everything to be as active as it wants to be, which is completely. I think of us like a cake. We're like a cake. We were raised to be full of all of these different qualities and settings and ideas and beliefs, but we left out the sugar. We did, we left out the sugar. It's not our fault. But it is our opportunity to learn what the heck that means for each of us. We already have things that we love. Just don't forget to do them. And don't forget to acknowledge, like the affirmation said, to acknowledge that that's not only the divine, it's the divine in and as you. Because what you focus on increases. So wouldn't it be nice for us to focus more on kindness for ourselves and love for ourselves and mercy and knowing who we are energetically as well as who we've been in the world. We don't have to replace one with the other. The light will take care of it. But we do have the option to let this music, to let this community, to let our own goodness that we can remember from different times in our life, understand that it's all present in every moment, and dare to try to lean a little bit and give yourself some sugar. So that is my message. It's give yourself some sugar, and also if you can't do it, just get the heck out of God's way. If that's sleeping, taking a nap, God's good with that. If it's giving up and lying down like animals do when they're hurt, God's good with that. God's good with all of it. Now we just have to get good with giving ourselves joy and kindness, even in the midst of transformation. So, meditation. Let us choose an emotion, some experience or feeling or thought that we have known that has been pleasing to us at some time. I invite you to close your eyes and enter that awareness of that feeling, thought, or experience. Let yourself know that you don't have to do anything. That even your doing, if you're feeling stubborn about that, is okay. Let it be. The light will take care of you. Let yourself release one small piece of your striving for God and feel the hands of God, the energy of the divine, holding you, gentling you, loving you beyond the beyond. And understand as you do this, that this is real, this is impactful, this is you in alignment with your divinity. Every little bit that you feel that is better than what you felt before, or more joy than you felt before, is proof of the ever-presence of divinity around us, in us, as us. And any time you find yourself resistant or doubting or fearful, know that you can add in this light. You don't have to fight the darkness when you walk into a dark room, you just turn on the light. You are all that is, and you can get to that awareness bit by bit by bit, and we start right here and now.
So I wait for these precious moments when I hear all that could never be said, and right here in this holy silence I find God. I find God, I find myself.
Thank you, music team. And thank you, Lori. I now have my afternoon planned out. I'm going to give myself some sugar and take a nap. Who's with me? It's time now for our offering. If I could ask the ushers to come forward. And please stand with me and sing Divine Love. Yes, we do want to say our prayers. Just thinking the same thing. Why don't we say our prayers? Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I need, and all that I receive.
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, 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 I'm so grateful.
Offering. Sorry about that. Whoa.
I love blessing money. We together, you and me and us as a community, bless our incredible abundance that is not only in these amazing receptacles, but in each one of us from which it flows, and so it is.
Well, I tell you, it's nice to see some faces out there that I haven't seen for a while, Ann, and I see others that I haven't seen in a while. It's great to see all these smiling faces. I forgot earlier to ask if we have any visitors here today. Do we have anybody here for the first time? So thanks for coming. Love seeing your smiling faces out there. I mentioned earlier that we are starting to get on a roll here. We're on an upward trajectory. Now, I have the responsibility of reading the announcements, and there are now more announcements than would fit on pages because there's so much going on here. There's a couple things that I'm going to start out with that never made it to the page that I know are going on here, all right? First, a shout out to David Hall in the back there. If you have not been on our website lately, the website's looking gorgeous, and we are, And I'll tell you, the last few weeks, we've been getting visitors that now hit the website and say, hey, that looks pretty cool. I think I might check it out. So thank you, David. Great job there. Also not on this page, we have started up again with a Reiki circle. Reiki is a way of harnessing your energy. We have several Reiki masters in our congregation, and the first Sunday of every month after the service, we do a Reiki circle. Also not making the announcement page is we do a drumming circle once a month. 6 o'clock, the second Wednesday of every month, we do a drumming circle. Now on to the official announcements. So another thing that we've started doing, we have now a compassion and care team. So if somebody hasn't been here for a couple of weeks, or if you have a friend that you know needs a little pick-me-up, we have now a compassion and care team that will send a note or a letter to that person. They'll get on the phone and just check in, hey, is everything okay? So if you're interested in joining that care and compassion team, there's a sign-up sheet out in the foyer. Reverend Chase back here, raise your hand. Yep. Reverend Chase will be leading. Hey! Reverend Chase will be leading a weekly telephone prayer time. Everyone is invited to participate any Tuesday at 9 a.m. The primary purpose is to hold our vision prayer in love, because prayer is even more powerful when two or more are gathered together. There's information about her call on Facebook and our flyer and the newsletter, and see Reverend Chase if you're interested in joining. Reverend Linda Ketchum, she's been a guest speaker here a few times now the last couple of months. So Linda Ketchum is going to be doing a forgiveness workshop after the service on Sunday, August 21st, 12:30. $25 a person or $40 for a couple. Any two people signed up together is considered a couple. It's not official yet, but we are in the process of starting back up the men's group. Before the pandemic us guys would get together a couple times a month. And our group was, in addition to getting to know each other better, we were about community service. Who was it? Gary has a group that cleans along riverbanks. We went to the Veterans Administration Hospital and helped veterans that needed help. We've been to Bread for Life that does cooking and meals for people that need meals. So it's not 100% official yet, but we're in the process of talking about getting the men's group revved up again here. If you haven't already signed up to have 0.05% of your purchases from Kroger and Amazon, please take a flyer from the social area with directions to make signing up easy. Takes you less than 5 minutes. It's easy money. It's money that Kroger and Amazon are going to donate to our church just for doing the things that we normally do. So please do. And then, of course, we always welcome your generous tithes and love offerings. We now have quite a few ways for you to donate. There's times when Colleen and I forget our checkbook. We can do a credit card. We accept cash, checks, credit cards, in person or in mail. You can donate through Constant Contact, or our website also has PayPal and credit card information there. And finally, our website and weekly newsletter. If you want to stay up to date on everything going on at Unity, in the foyer, you can sign up to get our weekly newsletter, or you can just go to our website. David Hall in the back there has done a fabulous job. Just go to the website and it will have all of that information there too. Right, David? Boom. All right. Please stand with me now, and we're going to sing Now There Is Peace on Earth. Did I get that right?